back, guys. This time on a build model review, I thought about doing a comparo between the AMT 57 Ford and the Revell 57 Ford, so we can more or less understand which one is more accurate to the real car, to the 1:1 scale car they both want to represent. And I think the first point here that we have to have in mind is that both kits, they represent different cars. First of all, the AMT kit represents the Ford Fairlane 500 Club Victoria. This is a top of the line car, and it roads on a 118-inch wheelbase. So the chassis is a little longer than the custom that Revell uses. Revell makes the model of a 1957 Ford custom Tudor, and this is not a custom 300, and it's not a business coupe as I have seen people to refer to this car as. It is just a 1957 Ford custom Tudor. So they are different cars, but the bodies of those cars share some panels in the way of the wheel openings and bumpers and some other details that are common between those two cars. So the custom Tudor, it roads in a slightly shorter wheelbase of 116 inches. So its chassis is actually a little shorter than the chassis of the Fairlane. First difference. So the difference in length on the body is actually correct. Neither AMT, neither Revell nails it in scale. But there are other differences. For example, and maybe the most notorious difference is this rear wheel opening here. I guess you can see perfectly. Let's see if the camera will focus it. Let's take a look. Let's use this to help the camera. So you can see the basic shape of the rear wheel opening. You can see it's not much of a 3D effect here, and it's even a little square here on this curve, and this little detail here, this little lip, goes until around here, and it stops right here. Well, the AMT kit has this detail much more accurate. Here you can see how round it is, and it is supposed to be this round, in opposition to what Revell did, and the lip extends almost all the way down the rear wheel opening. So AMT did this rear wheel opening correct, and Revell did not, as you can see. Another detail is the front wheel opening area. You can see how Revell did it, and it is almost completely round here at the front. Well, that's not the way it's supposed to be. The way it's supposed to be is this. I hope you can see the difference. The AMT kit managed to do the front wheel opening more accurate than the Revell kit. And this is the way a 57 Ford is supposed to look. Other details. Here up front you have the splash pan, the front bumper, and this little piece of steel that is between the hood and the grille. Well, the AMT kit nails it on the scale. The front bumper projects out exactly what it should, and you don't have a too big splash pan and a too wide front piece there, whereas the Fairlane lettering. The Revell kit did that a little wrong. If you can see that piece of metal where is the Ford lettering is too wide, or as wide as they could do it, and the front splash pan is a little on the big size. It's too big. So the front bumper projects too far from the car, leaving a lot of space there. Well, those flaws are not that big, but the biggest one is here on the back of the cars. Here on the AMT model kit, you can see how the rear fin merges with the trunk surface and with the rear light casing. Sorry, I'm back. I had to replace my battery. So here you can see how the rear fin merges with the rear light and the rear light casing and with the trunk surface. And this is how a 57 Ford is supposed to look. Now take a look here. This is so wrong, it hurts. This here is completely wrong. It should look like this, but instead it looks like this. See? That's a big difference, and both the Fairlane and the custom had the exact same part for this headlight, for this tail light door. So you can't put the guilt on the model. Oh, it's a custom, it's supposed to be different from the Fairlane. No, this part is the same on both. Also here on the inside there is a little detail. If you see the Revell dash, it extends a lot down. What's not accurate. The dash won't go that far down, and the speaker grill is also not accurate. The speaker grill has a too big 3D effect, projecting itself from the top of the dash, and it's not correct. Here on the AMT kit, you see the correct shape of the dash and the correct shape of the speaker grill. So the AMT 57.4 dash is a lot more accurate than the Revell dash. The underside part is where AMT get most of the criticism, because the exhaust is molded on the floor pan and everything is molded in place except from the front and rear suspensions that are separate parts. But there are zero inaccuracies here. Everything is like it's supposed to look like. You have the correct shape for the frame, you have the correct drawings on the stamped steel on the car floors. Of course, it's not as detailed as the new tool Revell here, where the chassis itself is a separate part, but the AMT kit looks great on the underside when properly detailed. So it's a little more difficult to detail, yes, but the detail is accurate here on the underside. Yes, it is. So now to the Revell kit. The Revell kit is also very accurate when the department we are talking about is the underside. There is some little inaccuracies, very small ones, the major being the leaf springs that are a little bit short, and the spare tire carrier that's crooked to the side and should be parallel with the gas tank. The rest is great and very well detailed. And let's be fair, okay? This is the AMT model, painted and detailed, and this is the Revell model, painted and detailed. I think the AMT model holds its ground pretty well, even facing the new tool Revell kit. Okay, on the engine compartment we have on both cars the exact same engine. This is a 312 V8 Ford Y block, and the engine is obviously all stock. I kit bashed the brake master cylinder from the AMT Edsel kit because this kit offers no brake master cylinder, so it is a flaw. From the other side you can also see the engine. And now let's take a look on the Revell engine. Revell engine is supposed to be the same power plant as shown on the AMT kit, and it has a lot more detail, like you should expect from a new tool. The air cleaner looks great, but has a two-piece assembly. The valve covers are more accurate than the valve covers on the AMT kit and have this decal that it comes with the kit. Also, it has a brake master cylinder along with the hood hing and the vacuum windshield wiper engine. It has also the fuel line that goes to the Holley 4000 T-Pod carburetor, and this is a difference between both kits because on the AMT kit you don't have the hood latch and you don't have the windshield wiper engine, so those are details that are not present. You can say it's an inaccuracy, and yes it is, but for the most incredible it seems, AMT remembered to add the windshield washer bag right here, while Revell forgot about it completely. All in all, the Revell engine is more detailed. It's better than the AMT engine, but both engines represent quite nice what you would have under the hood of a 57 Ford. One point in favor of this Revell kit is the separate windshield wiper, so you don't have to worry about foiling the windshield wipers, and that can be a pain. It comes with a rear view mirror that, believe you or not, back in 1957 the rear view mirror on the outside of the car was an optional. Another plus on the Revell kit is the seat decal that gives those very accurate upholstery patterns both on front on rear. Also, we have to kind of take points off of the Revell kit because the instruction sheet tells you to paint the interior to emulate the body color, and that's very, very wrong. The custom tudor was only available with a gray interior in two tones, a softer tone for the seats and a darker tone on the dash, upper door panels, lower door panels, and upholstery. There is no carpeting from the custom tudor from the factory, so if you build one, do not flock the carpeting because this car has no carpeting. It's a rubber mat that covers the entire floor. Remember, this is the base model of the line. Here on the AMT kit, the praise goes to the opening doors with accurate hinges that look very like the hinges on the real car, and they replicated the seats and the cloth patterns in a very good 3D pattern on the front and rear, as they did on the door panels. You have excellent 3D detail on the door panels. And this steering wheel is also a little thinner than the Revell steering wheel, making it a little better. The negative point here is the molded into the interior tube pedals, and the Revell kit has the pedals actually hanging from under the dash, what is a little more realistic. All in all, if you want accuracy to the real car, the Revell kit is not the one you should go after. If you want accuracy to the real car, go after the AMT kit. You can easily kit bash the parts that AMT didn't add back in the day, like for example the hood latch and the wiper engine, and you can even kit bash some decals for the valve covers to make them more realistic, and do some more detail on the underside so it will be more realistic. All in all, like I said before, I'm starting to get boring. All in all, both front ends here in sight, you have more accurate here. This one looks more like a 57 Ford, and this one looks less like a real 57 Ford. Of course, the buying decision is yours, and like you see, I bought both and built both because I love 57 Fords, and will keep buying this kit instead of its flaws, because no kit will be perfect. But given the choice, and if what you want is something more that looks more like the real thing, go for the AMT kit. And it has the amazing opening doors that I love. Well guys, thanks for watching and have a great week.